Okay, this week really we're down to assist with a fallow and a muntjac call with a friend of ours just outside of Hitchin, runs a big pheasant shooting estate. This week we've got down with us Angelo, who's a long-standing client who's become a good friend of mine, fascinating guy, really interesting to talk to. Proper hunting in the old days. I mean, Angelo, I don't think he'll mind saying, he's sort of 80 years old now. He only comes hunting with me because I kind of know his abilities, but a good man. Spent a lot of time out in the field. Very, very good photographer. And originally started out in the early days in what was then Rhodesia. Proper wild hunting. None of the camps. It was basically load your kit up into a vehicle and disappear off into the bush for weeks, often months at a time. He was photographing it, so he'd got cameras with him, but again, not the small kit we've got these days, big great lights and what have you. So really interesting to get him out, especially so because he's never seen muntjac before. He'd seen fallow, but he'd never hunted them. So we were hoping to get both species for him.
Like a baboon.
Yeah, it is. They call them the barking deer.
Bloody baboon.
We're wrong wind for that, so we're going to go and work into this wood down here, so come into the wind. So that's the first time you've heard one, yeah? Have you ever seen a muntjac?
I've never seen a muntjac.
Okay. Just there, you see it? It's just on the corner where the dark shadow is. Not like Africa then.
It's like Africa then.
It's a bit colder, man.
Jeez.
It's a muntjac.
Muntjac.
No. Yeah, quite a big buck involving. We got into muntjac quite early as the light came up. We left the kind of porter cabin after guys sort of chill and have a bit of a cuppa before going out, and plenty of mickey taking and leg pulling, so it's great. And we did get into muntjac, you know, fairly early, but we weren't after trophy muntjac or decent animals. We were sort of really wanting cull muntjac. And a bit further on then there was a muntjac barking in the distance, and I've been to Africa and it did sound like a baboon. So the next conversation Angelo and I had was that, hey man, there's baboons. You don't have baboons in here. I said, Angelo, no. Last I heard that Hitchin didn't have a resident population of baboons, but you never know. But trust me, that noise is a muntjac. So we continued. round that way.
You see that?
Yeah, but it's a banking. I think it's gone up the field. It drops away. Yeah. Having had kind of several encounters and also still quite bizarre experience when you're stalking through the woodland quiet in the morning and you've got planes coming overhead, because we're right on the flight path to Luton Airport, so that was quite interesting. It is for me, being used to Scotland. I kind of got the feeling that morning that it just wasn't going to be our day. We'd had so many chances on muntjac and for one reason or another had not got to shoot them. But it was nice because Angelo had seen some deer, so he was thoroughly happy with the fact. Genuine sportsman, he was just nice to be out in a new area, experiencing a new deer species. And then we were kind of on last chance saloon really, back to the thing for breakfast, and I'd almost kind of resigned myself to the fact it wasn't going to happen this morning. And then there was a group of fallow, so they were a bit twitchy, but they weren't aware of us. See ya. Look. There's more than one. I'll tell you what, look, let's try and get one.
I see them.
Just wait. There's another one coming across here. Watch this thing. There we go. There we go. Another one behind it. Just keep on it. Keep on it. You've never seen a fallow?
No,
You've never shot a fallow?
I've never shot a fallow.
Well done. Very good.
Thanks, Chris. Now that's amazing.
So today, so that's,
that's
never
amazing.
seen a muntjac before, so we've seen a muntjac.
I've only shot red and roe, nothing else. So whatever that is, it's a new one.
It's a fallow, trust me. It's a fallow.
Is that a fallow? Well, I tell you guys.
There's a clue between, the way to tell the difference between a fallow and a muntjac is
This was bigger.
the fallow's big and the muntjac's little.
It's a little thing. Jeez, it's a big thing, man.
It's not a muntjac.
It's not a muntjac.
Go and have a look at your first fallow, well done.
Oh my God.
Go and have a look.
Oh, thanks, Chris.
I'll follow you in, go on.
Go on. Bloody hell. Okay.
Big animal, eh? Yeah, it's a good shot, that. Perfect shot. Animal went straight down. You want to get you just touching the deer? Come on.
Basically with the hide, we've got a bit of old man's beard here from the winter time. Just cut a little bit out, haven't done no damage to the hedge. This is a weed anyway, so we've just cut a little bit of a patch out here, put a couple of my camo nets in front. It seems to be working well. Pigeons have been giving it a bit of stick, but now they've made a beeline for it, watching the flight line, and you can see where the pigeons have been on it the last sort of couple of weeks. You can see like the real lush green at the top there and the dark brown, sort of browny green at the bottom here. This is where they've been hitting it. Hopefully we've got the hide in the right place. There's a huge big kite out the back here with a gas gun out the back here. And then we just sit down and see what happens. Come on, come on, come closer, come closer. Here, come on, here, come on. There's been a few that just goes that way. Lost it. I know it is. They just go by as if we're not here. Like that one. So I think a lot of these pigeons, you see those woods right in the distance, a lot of these pigeons are coming from there. Like, yeah, that's coming, that'll come in, just there. Two of them now, two of them. The pigeons are still sitting there. And the thing is, they've got to come over that motorway. They're used to a gas gun, and the gas gun's going off, but we're only going bang. You know, and bang. It's not like bang, 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 bang. So, because they're coming steady, so they're not being deterred at the moment. We're following our little trip to the CENS factory down in Rochester in Kent. We came back, got back here, and just been out, had an afternoon decoying. Finished up with, I'm not quite sure, I think there's probably 70 odd here.
DX5, wasn't it?
DX5, yeah. Well, I think the two camo one.
We have the name CENS Protect on here, then underneath we can put some personalisation for you.
Yes please, yeah, I mean just straight Geoff Garrod will be good for me, yeah.
Let's fill that in and we'll have that laser marked on there for you.
So every single product in there is manufactured in the UK. Make sure that every audio signal is spot on to our reference.
left and right. And we push the button up here, the magic button. We then quickly scan around the impression to make sure there's no holes in the digital scan. And when we're happy with it, we push the tick button, which puts it on the company's server. So that's now gone over to this machine. As if by magic, we want these moulds to be a good fit in the ear, but at the same time, not protruding too far. We put these onto the build platform, which we then send to the 3D printer. And this is how we get them. Tap off. So then when they've been post-cured, this is what we got. 2 halves, which simply clip together. And if you can see inside, that's the person's ear. We then inject that with silicone, and Bob's your uncle.
That's it for another week on the shooting show. I hope you enjoy watching it as much as I've enjoyed making it. Thanks for watching. See you next week.
If you aren't a member of BASC, it's time to join now. BASC, looking after your sport, looking after you.